Rob F. live from the No-Gi World Championships at Cal State Long Beach, and I'm here with Nam Phan, who is in attendance supporting some of his friends. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
What is your involvement with this No-Gi tournament? Have you ever competed in this at all? Maybe competing in the future?
Oh yeah, I competed in the brown belt division like a few years back. Got Tate pretty quick by Joel Tudor, and I plan to compete probably next year, and maybe in black belt division if I don't have any fights coming up.
Okay, speaking of fights, let's get right to it. You got a big one coming up next week. Talk to us about it, especially your opponent, who I think you were quoted as saying is one of your good friends in the house. Is that right?
Yes. Around this time, I'm one of the only guys that are still in the competition from Team Koscheck. So my team's starting to alienate me and retaliate against me. They're not being too nice or friendly to me. And so I was very close to Cody McKenzie and Jonathan Brookins, and it sucks that I have to fight Cody McKenzie, which is one of my good friends in the house.
Let me ask you about fighting your friend. How awkward is it? Is this something that you've had to do in the past?
I've never had any experience fighting a friend before, but you know, going to this house, you know, that's something I expected. So mentally, I prepared myself to fight someone that I was gonna get close to. So it's just something that that we both understood. Yes. Dana
White made some comments recently regarding fighters not fighting their own teammates. Something along the lines of, I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something along the lines of fighters who don't fight their own teammates are scared. Do you agree with that?
I don't know. There's nothing to be scared about. It's just more like uncomfortable more than anything. I feel like say if I had to fight my own friend, my own teammate, I think that's what it is. We're close to each other. Like, it's like a brotherly love, it's a brotherhood, and like it's family. So I'd never want to cross the boundary of fighting family. I think that's what fighters have the most problems with. It's not that they're scared of anyone, but they don't want to ruin that friendship that they have with each other.
If a title shot was on the line, would you fight your best friend?
I might, you know, I might. Yes.
Myself, I'm not in the fighting industry, but I'm an actor and a comedian, and I would gladly pummel my good friend for a shot at a TV show or a nice gig at a comedy club. You know what I mean? But that's me. That's my industry.
Yeah. A title shot is a pretty big deal. We don't know how often you ever get a chance to fight for the title or become a champion. So the rare occasions that you get to fight for the title, you might as well take it.
Let's go back to this past week's episode. Mark Stevens got submitted again with a guillotine choke. He said he probably lost because of the weight cut. And I remember in our last interview, you said that the weight cut was 30 pounds. Is that right? That's
correct. I don't think Mark thought he was going to get the wild card pick because he got tapped out in like 15 seconds. So he got up to 185 pounds. So when he got picked for the wild card, he was like, oh, crap. And then he had to cut 30 pounds within like 2 days later. So that was, you know, the cut was tough. But, you know, he came to fight, you know.
How was the reaction to your cornering of his opponent during his fight? Because the only audible voice during the fight, I think, was yours.
Yes. How was Mark Stevens' reaction?
Anyone's reaction. Did anyone tell you maybe it wasn't a good move?
Guys from the red team, I don't know, right now, actually, my own team didn't say too much. Except for, I was really close to Andy May and Aaron Wilkinson that were on my own team, but everyone else were not so supportive. But everyone on the red team were like, wow, they thought I did a pretty good job. And it wasn't until later that I heard that Dana White didn't like my coaching. But Aaron appreciated it very much. And Mark thought it was kind of annoying, you know, 'cause I was yelling in his ear. But, you know, who cares what he thinks? He lost, so.
Did you talk to him at all leading up to that fight? Did you say anything to him? Were you trying to get into his head at all?
Yeah, for sure. The same way Josh Koscheck tries to get into George St. Pierre's brain by making fun of him, teasing him, and all that. Aaron Wilkinson and myself played the same mind game to Mark Stevens. Because after he lost, and when he got picked the wild card fight, all you can think about was, man, I miss my girlfriend. I can't wait to go home. I hate this hellhole. I can't wait to get out of here. And you can see in the last episode that Aaron Wilkinson and Mark Stevens are cutting weight together in the sauna. Aaron Wilkinson asks him, tells him, if you win, you get to cut weight again. And Mark Steven was like, no, I don't want. He didn't want to do it anymore. He checked out. His mind checked out already. And another incident, they didn't show it, but Mark Steven was like sitting by himself in the living room, and I go over there and I walk up to him. I was like, hey Mark, don't you miss your girlfriend? I'm like, yeah man, I miss my girlfriend so much, man. I miss making love to. I say making love, but he's being very disgustingly detailed in what he was saying about that sexually and stuff. I didn't even want to hear it.
Thank you for thinking of the children. We might have potential children viewers. Yeah, what a gentleman.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Rob. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, Mark, man, I know what you're talking about, man. I miss my girlfriend too. I didn't even have a girlfriend, but I just want to get his mind off of thinking about the fight. There's an old samurai named Musashi that said, the guy that wrote the Book of Five Rings, he said, if your mind is not in the moment, you're gonna die. So same thing applies. If me and Aaron tried to get Mark's mind not thinking about fighting, thinking about something else, and I think it worked. Yes.
I like the move pretending you have a girlfriend, telling everybody that you have a girlfriend when you really don't. I actually pulled the same move back when I was a teenager. So great minds think alike.
Good job, bro. Yes, thank you very much.
Talk to me about the altercation that happened between Brad Tate and Josh Koscheck. Was that 100% real? Was there any kind of tell us about the setup that led up to it? Was there anything edited out?
Oh yeah, for sure. The cameras didn't show what happened behind the scenes before, walking out into the bleachers. Brad Tate comes out and starts making fun of Sacco and Savak, calling them like savages, and telling Koscheck, hey man, why don't you teach him two things: how to fight and how to use silverware, stuff like that. He's saying a lot of racial stuff, and he came out and oh, is this the guy that barely won? And he's talking about Sacco, who barely won the fight, but he's pointing at Savak. And then Michael Johnson's like, no, this guy didn't win. It's Sacco that won. And then Tate goes like, oh, this guy didn't even win. Oh, it's totally rubbing into Savak's face. And then Koscheck got mad, didn't like that. So on the way out to the bleachers, Koscheck pantsed him. That was pretty funny. But he just kept on egging him on, and then finally just snapped. Koscheck snapped and tried to choke slam him.
Tate said that his junk was exposed to the world. Did anybody see that?
I didn't see it, and I am glad I didn't see it.
I gotta agree with you there. Yeah. I didn't. Afterwards, were things settled down? Did they get along with each other after that altercation?
I think so. After that incident, we didn't see too much of Brad Tate anymore. But after the show, when everything was all done, after everything, I saw Brad Tate again, and he was in our room, our locker room, and Koscheck was there, and I was like, whoa. And Koscheck looked at me and was like, it's cool.
Dane had a problem with Koscheck because he got stiff-armed in the face, which no one likes being touched in the face. Yourself, what would you do if, say, Koscheck or GSP stiff-armed you in the face? How would you react?
Wait, if you look carefully, I was the first one in there. I was getting smushed by Koscheck in the giant big black version of Jabba the Hutt. And so it was not a big deal. But I think Dane Dane's my friend. I roommated with him in the house, and I thought he made too much of a big deal out of nothing. Because what do you expect is gonna happen when you try to break up a fight? You might get hit. He stiffed armed nothing. I thought he might have got hit. So. I thought he made a big deal out of nothing. It wasn't that big of a deal. He got stiffed arm. It was a total accident. Yeah, I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Well, going back to my original question, let's just say you got in there and you caught a punch from GSP or Koscheck. What would your reaction be? Would you call him on it, or would you just say, you know what, I got in there and we just let bygones be bygones?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, exactly. You gotta accept that. You gotta accept it for what it is. If you go in there, bring them a fight. It's a fight. It's not a tennis match. So you gotta go in there and bring up a fight, expecting to get hit. So I would have just like, oh yeah, I got hit. So what?
When the matchups were announced for the next round of fights, everybody seemed to select Bruce Leroy. If I remember correctly, the first matchup that was on that sheet was you versus Bruce Leroy. How do you feel now that the fight was changed from that original match and now you're matched up with Cody? What was your reaction? Did you really think you were going to get Bruce Leroy?
I really, when they didn't show it, but when I was in there with Dana White, Josh Koscheck, and George St. Pierre, I was really trying to sell it. Hey, I knew that Michael Johnson had beef with Alex Caceres. So I knew that we might have gotten the fight, but I was really trying to sell it to Dana White. I was like, hey, yeah, if Alex fights Johnson, Johnson's all gonna do is take him down, stall, and America doesn't want to see a stalling match. You know, that's boring. Hey, how about we have the Asian guy versus the wannabe Asian guy? We have a good striking match. That'd be fun. Someone's gonna get knocked out. It's gonna be a good fight. You know, and Dana White, you know, he's like, oh, you let us handle the good fight part, all right? I'll decide if it's a good fight. And so, I didn't get it.
Do you think maybe it has anything to do with being the worst cornerman ever?
I hope not. You know, I don't see how being a cornerman has anything to do with the actual fights, though.
How does it feel to be labeled like that? What was your interaction like with Dana White? Did he say anything to you besides making comments like that during the taping of the show?
During the taping of the show, we didn't get none of us really got a chance to talk to Dana White that much. But after the show, you know, we went to dinner and all, and like I think he seemed really fond of me. You know, yeah.
Fond enough is his cell phone number in your cell phone? Is his number in your cell phone?
I don't have his number in my cell phone.
Not that fond.
not quite that fond. Yes.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. We'll let you get back to the grappling tournament. You got another guy coming up soon, right?
Yeah, I have one of my students competing in the purple belt division.
Okay. Yes. Well, there you have it. Tune in to Spike TV, The Ultimate Fighter, this coming Wednesday. Thanks so much, Nam, for the time, and we'll look forward to catching up with you next week for another wrap-up.
Thank you very much, Rob, and Cage 36 for giving me the opportunity to do this interview. It's always a pleasure.